So if you guys have been following my channel for a while, then you will know that I love to color. So I decided to finally make a video about coloring. So my coloring book collection, the pens I like to use, and maybe even just kind of how I go about coloring. So stay tuned to see my video all about one of my favorite hobbies, and that is coloring. Hello everyone, it is Samantha and I hope you guys are having a great day. I am excited about today's video because I get to talk about one of my favorite things, and that is coloring. I have always loved to color. I loved to color before it was like a fad. I've always had coloring books since I was a kid, all the way up until now. It's always been my #1 way to kind of de-stress and release anxiety and things and kind of like just focus myself. I love coloring so much. So this past year and a half, with the advent of these adult coloring books, such as Johanna Basford coloring books, I have basically been in heaven because I love them so much because there's so much detail and it's a lot of fun to color. I suck at drawing, but I can color, and it's kind of my fun way of being artistic when I'm not that artistic. So it's definitely something that I have really been enjoying, even more so this past year because there's been such a variety out there to choose from. So today's video, I'm going to share with you guys my coloring book collection, as well as what I like to use to color and some of the pages I've colored I'll show you guys, and like a little bit of what these different coloring books look like, and maybe even my process of coloring. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video because I know I'm going to have fun filming it. So first I figure I will start with my coloring book collection, the ones that I've been coloring out of a lot this past year, so I will show you guys those now. So I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with the Johanna Basford coloring books, and I actually luckily have all three. And the first one, of course, is The Enchanted Forest. This was the first one I purchased by her. I absolutely love this one. It is full of so many fantastic and fun and whimsical pictures. As you guys know, I love fantasy, and so this one is right up my alley. So I've had a lot of fun coloring a lot of the different pictures in this book. It has just been a joy to color out of, and it is one of my favorites by her, so this is definitely one that I recommend. The next one that I have by her is The Secret Garden. This is another really great one that's full of a lot of whimsical and fun pictures, like a lot of her illustrations are, and I had a lot of fun coloring this one, and then some of them are a little bit daunting, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like, oh, it's gonna take me forever to color, but it'll be fun once I do get to it, and it's just fun kind of choosing the colors that you want to use, and if you have like a theme you want to use, and I just love her art style. And the last one, and the most recent release by her, is The Lost Ocean. I love this one. I think I might like this one a little bit more than the Enchanted Forest one. It's a lot of fun. I think it'll be even more fun to color during the summer months because it's ocean and water themed. It's just a lot of fun, this one. She has 2 more coming out this year that I cannot wait for. In August, she has a jungle one coming out, and then in October, she has a Christmas one coming out, and I am obsessed with Christmas, so I cannot wait for this one. And she keeps throwing out little pictures that she's working on for that coloring book, and it is, oh, I cannot wait until October, guys. I cannot wait. Waiting for October is almost as bad as waiting for Christmas. I'm that excited. So in addition to the Johanna Basford ones, I have a plethora of other ones that I really like. The next one, of course, is the Doctor Who coloring book. I actually just got this for my birthday from Felicia from Little Prairie Library, so thank you, dear. This is fantastic. I actually haven't colored any pictures in it, but I am excited to do so because I love Doctor Who's. Many of you may know if you follow my channel, and it's just going to be a lot of fun coloring the pictures and coloring the TARDIS and the Cybermen and all of that fun stuff. So I'm looking forward to going into this one and embracing all of my Doctor Who love. The next one is one that many of us have as book readers and book lovers, and that is this Harry Potter coloring book. I got this for my sister for Christmas. This is another one I haven't quite colored out of yet, but I need to. I've just been so focused on the Johanna Basford one, so I'm hoping to color one out of this one soon. Particularly I want to do the Hufflepuff one since I am a Hufflepuff. But it's full of a lot of great pictures. I will say I prefer the more abstract photos, such as the house crest, to the ones with the people in it. I don't know. I don't find coloring people as much fun, but I still really like this one. There's several other Harry Potter ones as well. There's a magical creatures one. I believe there's like a buildings, castles one, and a food one, I think. And then maybe an object one. There's several of them, but I think this one's actually my favorite. I've looked through some of the ones that are out already, and I really like this one. Next one I have to say I had to get it as soon as I saw it existed, and that is Tolkien's World, a fantasy coloring book based on Tolkien's Middle-earth. So it includes illustrations that represent things from the Silmarillion, The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, all of his works, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of the pictures are a little bit more harder to color. The lines aren't as clear and crisp, but it's still fun. I've already done the Shire, of course, because who doesn't want to live in the Shire? And it's just a lot of fun because I love Tolkien and I love coloring, and it's just basically a melding of two of my favorite things. As I just said, I love Christmas, so of course last year I had to get a couple of Christmas coloring books. The first one I got was Magic Christmas. It's an adult coloring book for relaxation, meditations, and blessings. It's kind of a random tagline. I almost finished one page, which was this one. I'm not really sure what happened there and why I didn't finish it. I'll probably end up coloring some of these pictures actually during the summer when I start pining after Christmas, because by the time I hit June, July, August, I'm really looking forward to the holiday seasons. But this one has a lot of really fun pictures to color in it as well. The other Christmas wintry one I got was Winter Magic. This was a fun one because it has a mix of these pages that are black backgrounds and then a mix of with ones that have the more traditional white backgrounds. So it's a lot of abstract snowflake, holly, present, gift wrap pictures. And I've done a snowflake one already, and it's just a lot of fun to color. It has a bunch of Christmassy and wintry images. And the last two I have to show you guys that are in my collection are recent acquisitions from one of my lovely friends in Canada, Dustin. And he kindly sent me this coloring book because when I saw it, I knew I wanted it. And it was, I believe it's only in Canada, so he sent it to me, so thank you so much. And that is Colors of Jane Austen, a coloring book love story. And it is full of a bunch of Jane Austen themed coloring pages. It has pages from all of her stories, so it'll have a picture that represents something from one of her books as well as a corresponding quote on the other page, and it is so cute and it's going to be so much fun to color, and a lot of the illustrations actually are kind of reminiscent of the Johanna Basford ones, which I really like. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun coloring this one because I love Jane Austen, so I'm so excited. And then he also slipped this guy in, which is Canada to color, and it is full of a bunch of different coloring pages that are representative of Canada. So this will be a lot of fun to film a bunch of different pages. I like landscape pages, so this one will be a lot of fun. And you can kind of take them out and you could frame them if you so desire. So I'm looking forward to kind of diving into this guy as well. Alright, so that is it for my coloring book collection, the ones that I color out of all the time. So now I'll show you guys the pens and pencils that I really enjoy using for coloring. So in my pictures, I actually like to use a mix of color pencils, ink pens, and gel pens. And a lot of times within one picture, I will use all of those different mediums. So my favorite pencils to use for coloring, I have two. My number one go-to coloring pencil is actually the Prismacolor Verithins. I love these pencils because they go to a very, very fine tip, and it's perfect for a lot of the smaller details, which a lot of these adult coloring books have. And plus they're a really, really hard lead, so they're hard to break and they blend really, really nicely together. And I love, love, love the Prismacolor pens and pencils. I actually keep all of my pens and pencils in different mugs. This one's in an owl mug. So I love the Prismacolor Verithins. That's my number one go-to color pencil. And then I also like to use watercolor pencils, and the brand that I use is Royal. You can find these on Amazon. And I'll actually leave all of these utensils, coloring utensils I use, I'll leave the Amazon links down below if you guys are curious about them. But I love the Royal watercolor pencils. Watercolor pencils are great because they blend really well together. They're a soft lead pencil, so they're perfect for doing backgrounds and shading. And then you can actually use them with water, and it kind of makes a watercolor effect. So what I usually do with the watercolor pencils is I'll use the pencil, and then I'll take a damp Q-tip, and then I'll go over the part where I use the watercolor pencils, and it kind of blends all the colors together really nicely and kind of gives it a nice washed look as if you had actually used watercolor paints. I believe you can also use these by dipping the pencils in a little bit of water and then using them to color, and it'll kind of give you the same effect, but I prefer to color and then blend the pencils together by using a damp Q-tip. So that's kind of my method. So those are my two go-to pencils I use for coloring. And then for pens, I have three different pen types that I like to use. The first one are the Stabilo pens. These are a German pen. They are a felt tipped marker. They're a little bit thicker. They can bleed, so if you have a thinner page, they might bleed through a little bit. But like the Johanna Basford coloring books, the pages are extremely thick, so that I've never had a problem with them bleeding before. The thing that I don't much care for about these in comparison with the other pens I use is that they tend to bleed the colors next to them, and they don't blend. They don't blend colors really at all unless there's a method that I'm not aware of. So I will use these, but I don't use them as much. They're definitely great pens for drawing, and they're great pens if you have bigger chunks to color, but for finer details, these aren't necessarily my go-to pen, but they definitely come in a variety of vibrant colors, so there is a great variety to choose from. The pack that I got came with neons and pastels and bold colors, and so you get a nice variety that you can get with this brand. brand. Number one ink pen that I love to use is actually the Stapler, I think is how you say them, pens. These are a little bit more on the expensive side. They're another German pen, but these are the best ones I have found. The tips are very, very, very small, and they're perfect for coloring and getting in detail, and they blend really, really great with the other colors. So this is my number one go-to pen for coloring, and I always typically use these with my color pencils because they blend really nice and they come with a lot of colors. There's actually a 36 pack that you can get on Amazon that comes with pastels and neons and natural colors and bold colors. So you can get a nice variety like I have here. And so I can basically have every color I would want, and they're perfect because they go well together, they blend well, and they're just really, really great. And the last pen that I like to use that I keep in my little book box here, it's a little nice little book box that holds them all, are gel pens. Gel pens are fantastic for coloring. They don't bleed, they don't blend very well, but they're perfect for kind of giving you a little bit more of a bold color or a sheen or a shimmer, because I really like to use the glittery colors and the iridescent colors. And the pen that I really like to use are the Lowly's pens. I actually was torn between getting the Fiskars and this brand, but these actually got better reviews on Amazon, and I haven't had any problems with these at all. They haven't dried up, they haven't stopped working. I can always, well, they will sometimes, but then if you scribble, they'll start working right away. It's just like you have to get the ink flowing. So I haven't had any problems with them. They sell a 48 pack on Amazon for like $11, and that's what I got here. So it comes with glitters, shimmery colors, colors that have more than one color in it. It comes with pastels and neons, basically any color you could ever want. I in particular love to use the glittery ones, and I'll kind of go over areas where I've already colored. So if I have like a red flower, I'll color some of the petals over with my glitter red gel pen and kind of add a glitter effect to it. So these are a lot of fun to use as well, and I really, really love using these in my color pictures as well. So those are the coloring books, as well as the pencils and pens that I like to use. Again, I'll leave those links down below. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what kind of coloring books I like to use, what I like to use to color, and kind of how I go about coloring. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's definitely a great way to relax and de-stress. You guys will have to let me know if you enjoy coloring, what you like to use, what your favorite coloring book is, and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until my next video, happy reading. Bye! Oh, coloring is so much fun. It makes me feel like a kid again. Plus, it's just nice to de-stress and relax with coloring. It's like the perfect way to kind of get away at the day, and it feels good coloring in all the little boxes, and you get that feeling of satisfaction, and it's nice, guys. It's really nice.